Alrighty, so this is the game. Currently, we can make platforms, and you can see in the top corner that's how many platforms we have. And then you can get an upgrade, and that gives you this other type of platform. And you can jump high with that, and then obviously that's the solution for this level. So that's it. So today, this is our plan from yesterday. This is like our architecture. This is all from before. But today, okay. Okay, so I think we can start now. So this is the game. So puzzle platformer. You can build platforms. That's the kind of unique thing about it, right? And you can see in the top corner, we've only got one platform, so we can't make it over there. But over here is an upgrade, and that helps us build a different type of platform where we can jump much higher. And that's obviously the solution to this first level, and that's it. So this is the architecture. We've got a level, we've got a player, there's level platforms, and then this is what we did last time. We built like a little inventory to manage the two different types of platforms, the regular ones and the jump ones. And so today what we're going to do is extend this out, and we're going to build breakable platforms. So that is kind of what we're doing right now. So build breakable platforms is the goal. And before I do that, I need to slightly refactor the platforms. Obviously, keeping the prototype mindset. Yeah, but the platforms, unfortunately, really kind of sloppily built. So I just need to clean them up just a tiny bit, We don't want to get bogged down. So basically, the standard platform is a scene, and then the high jump block is also a scene. There's no reason for that, and that's kind of what I want to fix. Basically, I just want to make a new scene. We can start doing this right now. Maybe we can just reuse the basic block. Yeah, but yeah, let's just reuse the basic block and keep that. And then instead of using the high jump block as a second scene, I'd rather use this script and only kind of differentiate between the types of blocks in the scripts rather than in the scenes. So rather than having a scene for every single different type of block, I just want to have a script for each one. And that'll just help, I think, because there's no actual difference between any of the blocks at the scene level. It's only at the code level. Yeah, so we don't need this. Yeah, so basically we want to get rid of this high jump block scene. So where's it used? Where's it used? This is not it. This is it here. Yeah, so this gets used, and we build it here. So instead of instantiating the scene, what I want to do is actually make a script. I want to make a script that manages all the different things for this. So what do we need to do? Yeah, see, look, we've got all these basic blocks. They're the scene ones. Yeah, just thinking a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is, instead of building this, we basically need a class, right? So actually what we need is a new, like a brand new script entirely. And inside blocks, we'll just create a new script. And this can be like the standard platform script. which didn't open in the editor by default, so we don't love that. And then the basic block, yeah, this can be like the parent, I guess. So we give this a class name. Basic block. We kind of want that to be, yeah, basic block will be fine. And then our, can we have two of these? Our standard platform. I really want two side by side. Is this possible? No, it doesn't look like it yet. I'm sure that update's coming. And then we don't extend node, we extend basic block. We just save this and it should fix that problem. Yeah, cool. So this is going to be the standard platform. So class name standard platform. How is this going to work? Let's maybe draw it out first, because we want to have these three types of platforms. We're gonna have these three types of platforms. So we're gonna have like like an above level like block, right? Which is going to represent like all of them are going to inherit from this, and it will have the standard functionality of any of the blocks in here, and then we can split out the different code that actually deals with the different things. Like a regular platform is almost going to do nothing at all, and then the jump one is where the logic is that helps the character jump higher when it's standing on it, and the breakable is obviously going to break. less of a boon. So the scene, so we just need to get clear. So we only have one scene. So there's going to be the block, which is like code, right? And there's going to be the block scene. And these are going to have a relationship to one another, such that these platforms also reference the scene as well. But we don't need to make a new scene. What I'm trying to avoid is like a new scene, blah, 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 right? We don't want 3 scenes because that part is all exactly the same. Cool. So the basic block itself, all it does is it just has a type, right? And this, we kind of actually already want to override that on this. Nice. And then when we actually go in our level, so instead of using these, we kind of want to just like comment this out somehow. And then where it breaks, instead of instantiating these, we want these to be the particular type, the class name. So this is the basic block. And you don't call instantiate. How does this work in Godot? Class name instantiate. So we're gonna have to change it around a little bit. Instantiate class. Classes are always available. Class name. Thus, preload is better for usable stuff that you want to do. Wait, is it new? Is that what we do? Yeah, so we have this. Oh, we don't want a basic block. We want a standard platform, right? Standard platform. Is that what we called it? Yeah, standard platform. Ooh, what the heck just happened there? Okay, so we need a new script. we're going to do it again, and this is going to be a jump platform. We've already messed up the naming convention. Okay, well, that's all right. Jump platform. We call it jump platform, and this is obviously going to be jump. Yeah, the naming is all over the shop, but that's okay. That's not so bad for now. Pause error. Standard platform. Okay, I think we're going to be fine. So in the level, standard platform, new. And this is also going to be jump platform, new. Okay. Does that already work? Yeah, so we create this new standard platform, and we have this new block, but all we've got is this, and it inherits the script but it doesn't actually. How does this work? So we've inherited this script, but we haven't actually instantiated the scene. Yeah, this is an interesting one. Basic block, static. So how do we get it to? So when you instantiate the scene, so the way this worked before is we preload the scene, and then we call instantiate on the scene, and then we add that as a child. But now what we want is to have platform new. We want to instantiate this one scene. Maybe what we should be doing instead is none of this inheritance business. We instantiate the basic block, and then we just create it. Yeah, I think we stop messing around with all of this, and we just go get rid of the jump platform, get rid of the standard platform, and we only have one type of platform, right? Get rid of this even. And there's going to be like some kind of setup function, which is going to give in the type. Yeah, so what I'm doing is, instead of using inheritance and having a bunch of different types, we're just going to have one type, and this variable type is actually just going to be an enum. So I think that's all we actually need. Yeah. Okay, well, let's see how this goes. It's gonna have its own type. Default to standard, but we set type to type, and then this can return type. So the setup sets the type, and then based on the type, everything else happens. So here, so we have like a platform scene here. Nice. Okay, so now we just have the one scene, and then we can instantiate this platform scene. But we also want to immediately call, we don't really want it to be new block now. This is like, it should be new platform, because what it is a platform. But I don't think that matters for now. So now we need to call new block setup, and we pass it the type, which we already have. Oh, which means we can do this down here. Nice, you can go there. Which means this code is exactly the same, which means we don't even need this if at all, right? We just create it as is. We instantiate it. We don't need this, and then we set it up with the type. Okay. And then whenever we call get type on the basic block, now we just have the type with which it was set up in the first place. So does that already work? Or I'm not sure. Okay, that works, and then, oh, we have to actually play our game correctly now. So now we get this upgrade. Yeah, so now it just builds another standard platform. Okay, so where did it try? Oh, no, wait. No, that did actually work. It's just the color didn't work. Hold on. So we get the upgrade. No, it's another standard platform. It doesn't help you high jump at all. Okay, so how do we... So when we try to build a platform, the type comes in. So we, from the platform scene, and we set up with the type, position, pushback, new block, inventory type. Okay, so that seems to work. On level up entered. Type is client platform. Okay, I think all of this code works. I think it's just about the character. So the character is not jumping correctly. So type standing on collision get collider get type. Okay, so this function doesn't seem to have worked correctly. So to help us debug, I think I should just, what is this? Unsave. Can we, oh goodness. Can we just get rid of this file? So let's just add a few extra. Let's just add a few extra of these. Okay, so we're just going to start the level with 2 of these jumping ones. Oh, it's, haha, that's interesting. Okay, so we have like 10 of these high jump ones. Yeah, so we have all these high jump ones, but they're not actually high jump ones. And when we bring them back, so they're getting created as if they're high jump platforms, but they are, as soon as they're created, they're not anymore. Temp. So setup. So when we call, we don't need this anymore. So when we call setup, we're setting type. This should work though, no? Okay, well let's just do a good old debug. Is it type at this point? Wait, is that spamming one? I can't even tell. Did that just print a million times? Wait, we get type that often. What if we set the standard to a high jump? And what actually breaks? Oh, right, everything. That's really funny. Okay, so on the level, we just step through what we actually do. So we start the character and we press a button. We press create set platform, current selected platform type. So I assume that still works, and we emit set platform. So this goes over to here on platform attempted if inventory type is greater than 0. Okay, so maybe we just print what type is coming in here. We can just have a little look. So we get that one, we get that one. Yeah, so that's fine. And then we change the high jump and it's 2. So it is 2. So this enum is correct at this point. And if the inventory is there, so we instantiate the scene, and then we call setup, ublock.setup, platform scene. So we are, we're definitely calling this, right? So this is our only print function now. We're definitely calling the right. Yeah, so this is correct. We set type to type. I should probably maybe just say, I want to debug there, but type. Get rid of this because we know that works. I really want to do a breakpoint, but it just runs so much. So we set it to 2. Yeah, so by the time we get it, it's not correct anymore. So it gets, this calls. The problem's not any wacky like add child problem or something. Inventory type. Gee, what a strange thing that's happening. I don't understand. When we set the type, it's correct. Turn type. You know when you stare at a word for too long and then it just looks absolutely wild? So when we set the type, this is definitely this type, right? So we should watch it change on setup. We should that's the kind of null. It's set to null. This variable doesn't exist yet. So when we call setup, so we've called instantiate, but it hasn't actually done it. So we don't have that. Do we have to put this after here? This would make sense. This would make sense. Does this just solve all our problems? Yeah, okay. and then we recall all these. Yeah, okay, so we fix it. Okay, so the problem was that we had instantiated it, but we hadn't added it as a child. And I don't know the life cycle exactly, but for some reason, we were calling setup before onReady, which makes a lot of sense. So onReady runs, I think, after it's actually added to the scene tree, which happens in add child, which is why we were assigning this variable, but type didn't exist yet. So we were just assigning some random local variable, which I kind of wish that had thrown an error, actually. I kind of wish that this line had thrown, well, I guess it can't. Oh, that's confusing. Yeah, very interesting. Anyway, so we've solved the problem, but we do want to have the visual distinction as well. So let's, based on the type in the setup, we want to like modulate it a little bit, right? Like, so if type equals, and then climb platform type, high jump, then we're going to modulate color. So how does that work again? We need to change the basic block. Is it invisibility? Yeah. Can't remember the difference between modulate and self-modulate. But it's, do we just modulate? Gonna modulate. How to modulate in script. Very simple. Modulate equals color. Or something. Okay. Modulate. And let's just make it some color. Okay, so now it's yellow. Very cool. So now they look different. Oh, I didn't check if you go back. So we get a yellow one. And then we go back and we make a white one, and it's normal. This is all working. Okay. Very, very nice. Okay, so now we just want to add a new type of breakable. So now we're ready to start doing what we're actually trying to do. So now we do breakable. So we add a new platform type called breakable. And we need to rotate through it. So this code is a little bit lazy, and we need to cycle through. We need to cycle through these. Yeah. What is the easiest way to do this? I think we just do it like this. We just cycle. We just do like a brute force cycle. So if it's standard, we go to high jump. If it's high jump, we go to breakable. And if it's breakable, we go to standard. That should work. This is not how to write code, but it's gonna work. So then what do we do? Yeah, we also want to check the color. So maybe we do like a match. How do you do yeah. Change some colors here. So if it's the high jump, then we make it yellow. if it's the breakable, you're gonna let me autocomplete that? No, for some reason. Then we need a different color. Whatever. I don't know what this color is. It's gonna be like kind of yellow already. Maybe we make it like that. Okay, cool. So now we have this. Ooh, interesting. So we don't have any in our inventory. Nice. So we need to add some breakables into our inventory. We can have 10 of those. And the HUD, we don't have the HUD, so we need to put it in the HUD as well. High jump number, this is going to be breakable number. This label, and we need to like put it here or something like this. And then in the level, we can grab this. Do we need to? We don't need this, right? We just need this. Cool, okay, so now we just add this breakable. It's not gonna, that's because it's hard up there. Okay, yeah, very nice. Okay, so now we have 3 of these things in the inventory. And then there's that wacky color. Okay, so this color is obviously way too similar. Yeah. Oh, right, I understand. Let's just make it green. Green will be fine. Okay. And then these are the levels. The HUD is displaying 0 to begin with, which is a little bit annoying. Can we call update inventory HUD like at the very beginning? Like this, and then it will automatically make the HUD. Oh, you need to, it's, okay, so we have to call it for all types. So we can just create a new function, update inventory HUD all. And then we just call this for each of them. I think that's climb.platform type.standard. Yeah. This is fine. This is fine. We can fix this in a sec. High jump, breakable, and now we can just start out by updating the HUD, and then when we play we should see, yeah, we got those platforms. Okay, so we've got one of these, we've got 10 of these high jump ones, and now we have some green ones, and we, very interesting. Okay, so that's working. So we've made the breakable platform. Now all we need to do is make it breakable. Make it actually break. Okay, so how do we make it break? We need like a timer. So I wonder what the best way to set up a timer is. Yeah, so if we create so when we set this up, we're gonna have, like, we're gonna know, just gonna check audio. Okay, we're still all good. So when we create this, we're gonna have the type, and then we're gonna want to like do stuff based on what the type is. In this example, we want to set the timer. So new block.setup type. Yeah, so we call this here based on the type. Yes. So this is where maybe a little bit of polymorphism would have been a good idea, but we don't have it, so that's fine. Yeah. Okay, let's just get it working and we can refactor it later once we've thought about it. New block setup. Yeah. Do we set up a timer in here? Yeah, see, I hate to just say like if type equals breakable here, if type equals breakable, then we like do some like secondary setup function. It's all a little bit wacky now. Well, setup timer, and then obviously there's going to be a function called setup timer, and this how do you get the time? Gotta set up a timer. Counts down a specified interval and emits a signal upon reaching 0. This looks incredibly helpful. Can be set to repeat or one-shot mode. This is exactly what we need. Okay, that's very handy. How do they use the timer in this? I was hoping that this would be a lot clearer. To create a one-shot timer without instantiating a node, use scenetree.createTimer. Okay, that's nice. Scenetree_timer. getTree.createTimer.timeout. Well, I don't want to await it. Oh, do I? Wait, is that just all I need? Wait, this looks like the easiest thing in the world. Is this just gonna work? So we create a green one, start, end. Wow, okay. So we create one of these, we create one of these, we're starting and ending. That's really, really nice. Okay. So this doesn't even need to be set up timer. This is just break after timer is what that actually is. And then we don't print end, we do, we delete it. So there's like push back here. So do we actually, we kind of just don't put it into the array at all, right? Is what we're supposed to do. Else, we put it in here. And then new block goes in here. And then this is the block. And then once it's dead, how do we, I know I'm gonna forget to do this, so I just wanna get ahead of that. Platform type, breakable. I'm just doing that before I forget. Gotta update the HUD that it's broken. And then how do we recall? So, get type. And then we just do platform to delete. So we just do this, and we would have grabbed that anyway, so we wouldn't have forgotten. All good there. So this is obviously the type. So breaks. Platform to delete is the block. Okay. And they break. And we get them back. That's amazing. Okay, so if you have like one of these, none of these, and none of these, and we play the game. So we've got this. And you can't delete them as well, which is interesting. It's like its own challenge, because you can't actually delete it. You can't say when it it's actually kind of hard. It's like a rhythm game. That's cool. We've done it. That's actually really fun. I think we get one of these. Ooh, goodness. The high jump. Cool. All right. That's done. I'm happy with that. Thanks for tuning in.